If you work in New York, in LA, workforce is insanely expensive in there. And it's much easier to hire from another state if they can work remotely. How to delegate some job or some functions, responsibility to your remote employees. Now we live in an absolutely new reality. And I want to tell you, I have my personal assistant. He lives somewhere in Europe. I met him only once on my annual convention. And he works for me for 2 years or something. So, and it works. You can use remote employees. It's very useful. It's very convenient because you don't care where they live, and it gives you an opportunity to hire people from around the world or from some other places, states, because if you work in New York, in LA, workforce is insanely expensive in there. And it's much easier to hire from another state if they can work remotely. So there is a question, how to delegate responsibilities to them, how to make it safe, efficient. So the basics are pretty similar. First, you have to describe this job description. First key, very important key, written job description. Everything has to be in written, because you don't have an opportunity to watch how he or she does own job. You cannot watch on this, you cannot, observe it, and you cannot correct them every move. Like, okay, don't do this, don't do that, put it aside, and you cannot. And this is why the first thing, you have to describe it. And when it comes to descriptions, the first idea pops up in our mind. It's like, oh my God, how is it possible to describe everything? And or another question, how detailed should it be? Because like you can describe the same, you understand, it's pretty simple. You can describe the similar job on one page, and you can spend 1,000 pages to describe the same job. It's just a question of the level of detailization. And so, but there is a secret. I want to share the secret with you. Just try to start with 2 very key data. The first one, the goal, the purpose of this position, of this job in your company. It's pretty simple wording. For example, what's the purpose to have a salesperson in your company? Of course, to sign your clients, to sell your service, to provide your company with some level of income. It's first thing. Just define this purpose. Usually, this purpose of a position, it's just 1 or 2 sentences, nothing more. And the second thing, try to define product, the very short definition of final product of this position. And for example, when it comes to a salesperson, the final product is a signed contract, signed client, or income, or some certain level of income. And you can define the purpose of the position and the product of the position first. And after, just describe the main responsibilities to develop this product. This is a very important thing, because without this definition of the purpose, why this position is needed in your company, for your company, and without this description of certain results, certain final product, all these descriptions, any kind of description, and it doesn't matter how detailed they are, all these descriptions, they are not complete. And you know it very well. And sometimes you look at your employees, how they work, some of them, not all of them, you look at some of them, and you see that they try to follow this job description. They try to do everything, but it looks like they cannot choose a right priority. They cannot prioritize in the right way. And this is why they spend their time for something not so important, and they forget about some very key thing. And when you look at this, you think, oh my God, what's wrong with you? Why do you do it this way? It's obvious that you need to do it another way. And you can solve it. And especially it's important when it comes to remote employees, because you don't see what they do right now. So start with this purpose of the position and the product of the position. This is the first thing. And short description, what they have to do to develop this product. And the second thing, when it comes to delegation, it happens. We hire someone, and maybe this person is pretty skillful, but this person doesn't know our company, our business processes, our procedures. And if we hire someone and we spend some money, so we expect to get some results. And even if you explain this purpose and the final product, and you explain all the duties, do this and don't do that, call them and don't forget to recall them, or something like this, this list of description, job description. Even in this case, you will see a very interesting thing. You expect that this person starts to produce something valuable for your company, but this person, like in confusion, he doesn't know where to start. He or she doesn't understand what to do first, even if he is or she is an expert. But why it happens? Because they don't know your company, your clients, your procedures. And this is why there is a second very important advice for you. If you hired someone or if you send someone to work remotely, you have to provide them with a very detailed plan for their activity, at least for first weeks. Very detailed plan for a week, because you cannot expect that a new person in the position could develop this weekly plan on their own. It doesn't work. So purpose, product, short description, and don't forget, please, to make them understand it, because sometimes we do it this way. We give them this paper and we say them, okay, now you have to read it and follow it. Do you get it? And most of people, they're very well trained in their high school to look smart. Yes, of course, I got it. Yes, boss. But please don't be naive. Check if they really understand it. It takes some time, maybe 1 or 2 hours, for pretty short description to explain everything and to check if they really understand it. At the end of this procedure, provide them with the plan. Provide here with the plan for the next week. Do this, that, that. And from this moment, you start to control them. Also, I suggest you to use special software which monitors the activity if they deal with computers, of course. It really helps a lot. We use the software in our company, and when our remote employee starts any kind of task or any kind of job on the computer, they push some button to log everything in. So and control them, especially for first week or two. And if you follow this advice, I believe it will be easier for you to control remote employees or employees who work for you online.